Hey folks, welcome to Old Boy Georgia Guitars and More. Today we're going to take a look at a 50s Fender Stratocaster Road Worn series, and we're going to look at the good, the bad, and the cheap with this guitar. So the first thing about it is it's unplayable. I mean, I hadn't touched this since it came out of the box. This is just the way it came delivered in the gig bag, and every string frets out. Every string. I mean, so it's not even playable as it, out of the box. It's unplayable. So I'm gonna try to get the camera moved over here where we can take a good look at it, and we'll go at this thing from start to finish. Okay, we'll start at the headstock. We got the old style string trees. The string loads in the top. One string tree. You got your walnut plug up here. And then you've got your synthetic bone nut, which means plastic. So, and something on it, if I can get in where we can see close enough, you can see the stain that's left on the nut that hadn't been cleaned off. You've got the 6105 tall frets, and they're fairly level. I've got some frets that I've got to do some work on that are rocking a little bit. And also the ends, there's no fret sprout, but the ends haven't been finished real well. As tall as these are, it's real hard to see, but as tall as these are, the ends of the frets need to be rounded off of the fret file a little bit. Got the black dots. You can also see where they've attempted to make the neck look worn, some little stain looking places and lighter places where they've tried to make it look somewhat road worn. I bought this guitar because it had the nitro finish. That's what I wanted. I could have done without any of the wire. I mean, I can do that myself, but in the price range, that this is the best I could do to get a nitro finish guitar. So we're going to come on down, and you can see it's got the truss rod adjustment, in the neck. And there's also looks like wood chips or something that was left in there. It's got the Tex-Mex pickups. But look what's wrong with this. This is supposed to be a road-worn guitar. I mean, look at the pick guard. I mean, and here's the best part. Let me try to get this camera where I can hold it steady where you can see. Okay. It's not even down tight. I mean, I've got a 2mm pick. It slides right up under there. I mean, this thing is super thin. I mean, it looks like something they cut out of a milk jug. I mean, this is not, it's not the least bit aged. If you look at I got this from American Musical Supply, and if you look at their, the advertisement, look at the guitar, it shows like a old looking pick guard. So I've got a cure for that, but let's continue on. If you notice down here, and the saddles are pretty much jacked all the way up. So there's not a lot of room to do anything. Now the trim is down tight. I mean, it's down. I mean, it's just, tight. So, once I get the trim up a little bit, I'll gain a little bit of string height, so, a little bit. But if anybody wanted to play it locked down, I don't know. What I'm hoping is there's going to be a shim underneath the neck to where I can kind of work this action out. And then the truss rod needs a little bit more relief to it. But you can see, kind of where they've done a little bit of the wire and stuff on it. It's got the alder body. I said in the unboxing video, I kept saying ash. I don't know why I had that on my mind. I was thinking alder and saying ash. And right here, it looks like somebody that, they've made it to look like somebody couldn't hit the input jack with their cord or something. I could have done without the wire stuff, but I wanted the nitro finish. And, the 50s style, it's got the, like I said, 7 and a 7 1/4 inch radius, but it's also got the soft V profile, and I really like that. So, let me get the camera back up, and let's take and do some stuff and see what we can find out about this thing. Okay, now, what I've done as far as the pick guard is I ordered a pick guard off of eBay. And this one is got the shielding on the back, and it looks like a road worn pick guard. I mean, it's not relic to death or nothing. It's actually a very nice looking pick guard, and it's 3-ply instead of the single ply. But this thing looks like something off of a First Act or something. That's pretty poor in my opinion, is for Fender to put something like that on a $1,000 guitar. These things retail are not, for around 9 1/4 to, by the time out the door, whatever, you're going to be close to $1,000. So you got to figure your expectations for $1,000 guitar, what your expectations are for that. So this was not, that's just not, this is going to look a lot better. It's the 8-hole pick guard, which is what this one is. So hopefully it'll fit right on there. But what I want to do is go ahead and take some of this stuff, take the strings off, take the neck off, take the back off, see what we got, what it looks like. So that's going to be the first thing we do, is take this back off and see what this trim looks like in here. Maybe get a better hold. It's too big. Well, I'm gonna have to find a different drill. Let me get this off, and we'll come back so you don't have to watch me struggle with that. So, okay, now I've got the back off, and something you'll see a lot of discussion on YouTube is the position of the springs. Some people do this, some people have them all in line, and there's a big argument. If you have these turned this way, one straight, this one's not doing anything. This all works on a matter of resistance, what it takes to get the balance you're looking for. So it doesn't matter what percentage this has. If this is only doing 25% of what these are, that may be enough to put you in balance. I don't think it matters. I think it's a matter of balance and the string tension, how it's set. I don't really see it really matters. But you can see the big block in here. It's not brass or steel. It's some kind of zinc or something. But, you can see this thing's running pretty tight. And that's why, this thing is really stiff. So that's something I'll have to adjust, as we go along with everything. So that's the back cavity. So the next thing I want to do is take the strings off, and we'll see what we can do as far as getting the neck off and seeing what that looks like. Okay, I've got the strings off now. What I'm really hoping is to get, I'm hoping this thing has a shim under it. I mean, I'm really hoping it's got a shim. I wouldn't be that lucky, but if it did, it would sure make things a lot better. So we'll see. Nope, no shim, so that's not good. I was hoping it had a shim, so that's gonna be a problem with trying to get this action set. And there's your adjustment. I'm gonna put a little relief in the truss rod in the neck because it's not got enough relief in it, and that's gonna help a little bit, but that's just really not. That's something I was just hoping they had a shim, because it's gonna be tough because these saddles are pretty well jacked, so that's gonna be a problem. Let me set this neck over here. Okay, since I'm going to change a pick guard, we're just going to go ahead and take this pick guard off. But look at this. I mean, that's unreal. I mean, that's the way this thing came from a factory. I mean, I buy a lot of affinities and bullets and stuff like that. I mean, I ordered that SRV from China, and the pick guard actually fitted. It didn't buck up and have a place you could put 2mm, pick in. So, we'll just see what's under here. We'll see, about my luck, the way I'm going, I'll take the pick guard off and I'll have something with ceramic pickups in here when it's supposed to be the Tex-Mex, but we'll see. Surely it's not. We'll see what kind of pot, switch, whatever. See if it's shielded, what everything looks like in the cavity. But this is I'm not just going to beat up on Fender or somebody, but I mean, you go buy a PRS SE for the same price point, you're not going to have this to deal with. I promise you. They will be straight. I mean, you're not going to have this problem. Epiphone, I don't think you're going to have it. I'm really disappointed in Fender with this guitar. And I could send it back, but what's the chances they're going to send me one just like it? And if you watch the first unboxing video, you see where it actually got shipped to the wrong address and sat on somebody's front porch down here 24 hours before FedEx went back and got it and delivered it to the proper address. So I'm lucky I even got it. So I'm not even going to go through that. I can fix everything, but it's just a shame to have to start trying to do that. I got one more. Counted 7, there's 8. All right. Look at this. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, now let's get around here where we can see. All right, at least our pickups are what they're supposed to be. And we've got a good switch. The pots are CTS pots. That's great. I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. So that's, I don't see a name there's a part number on the switch. I don't see a name on it, but that's a nice looking switch. So I'm going to give credit where it's due. But this pick guard, that's a joke. That's an absolute joke. And see, it says on here, assembly is 50s Road Worn Strat. I mean, there's nothing road worn about this pick guard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go and switch everything over and put the cool pick guard, the nice pick guard, the one that looks like it ought to be on the guitar, on it. I'm going to switch everything around and have to, get the action set, see what I can do with this. The cavity, as you can tell, is not shielded. I'm going to shield the cavity. And but I'm happy with the electronics. I'm happy with the pickups. I think it's going to sound and play great once I get it set up. But this is just, not trying to be one of these people that's never happy with anything, complaining. But when you buy a counterfeit Fender SRV from AliExpress and it comes out of the box better than $1,000 Fender, you made in Mexico Fender, that's unreal. It's no wonder people are buying those things, but all you're getting, you're not getting a lot in some ways. I mean, I'm gonna do this video once I get this thing straightened out, it against that SRV and compare them. But I'm not impressed with I'm impressed with some things and others I'm not. But it's going to be it's going to be tough to get this thing set up to where it's playable. Even if I level and recrown these frets and get them perfectly, straight, and float this trim up, up so far, it's going to give me a little height. But if I can't get that right, then I might start working on the neck pocket or something to get this thing to where it's playable. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth on it. I appreciate everybody subscribing. I'm sorry about the audio in the last video on aging the parts. Outside, just the camera picked up all the outside noise, the dry flies, the birds, everything. It just was bad. It gets better as it goes. I wish that I had a better audio in that. I'm sorry for that, but I'll do some stuff on this, what it turns out once I get it set up. We still got the Telecaster that I'm going to be working on, trying to get some stuff done with it. We got our other 2 parts casters that I'm working on the pick guard on one. I hope to have another video up on it. Still waiting to put the clear on the other. So I've got a lot of this stuff we got scattered out. I'm trying to get put back together. But I really appreciate everybody subscribing, the comments. So, if this was educational and entertaining and learning, hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell. Give me a thumbs up. If you thought this was awfulest train wreck of a video, give me a thumbs down. But, I'm being honest about this. I bought this guitar, they didn't send it to me to do a review. I mean, this is my honest opinion, and I promise you, I never touched nothing on it from the time I got it. This is just the way it came. So, we'll see if we can't straighten it out and make it playable. I'm just not very satisfied with it. So, we'll see what comes out of it, and we'll do something on the next one. Until the next time, see you.